Good evening, all. This is a video inspired by Bird Dog Peach Flavored Whiskey. It's very nice. You should all try it. It's very nice. Freaking tired as hell. Started about 7 o'clock this morning on my son's house. We're tearing off the back of the house and putting up a new addition. We finished up at about 8 o'clock. So, pretty tired. Topic of this video is John Fetterman. And when he first hit the scene, I was pretty upset that, being a Pennsylvania resident, we elected a senator, which is a pretty big spot. And this guy was a goddamn disaster. He had a stroke. He was having a lot of difficulties, and he was elected anyway. And I was more appalled with the Republican Party and their talking points than I was with him. They were pushing abortion. They were pushing issues that were so extreme. And if you wanted funding, that's what you had to say. There was actually a Seinfeld episode where Kramer ran and he got a lot of money from some extremist group. And then they finally put him on the spot and they said, "You have to say this." And he did it. And he was terrified and he said it anyway. And that was the end of his campaign. And that's basically what the Republican Party did, because they seem to make a lot of money out of saying, we lost the House, we lost the Senate, we lost the presidency, send us money and for this congressional race, and we can do it. Well, we got the Congress, but we can't do shit without the Senate, so, send us money so we can get the Senate. Well, we got the House and the Senate, but we really can't do too much unless we have the presidency, so do that. Send us money for that. And then everybody sent money, and then Trump became president, and they shot down his agenda, and their fundraising kind of collapsed. And it's kind of how the RNC works. It's we're the underdogs, so send us money, and that's it. They don't really want to do anything. And when they were in a position to actually do something, their messaging was so freaking bad, and it was so absolutely far off mark that they'd lose anyway. But then the funding would come in because we lost the presidency, we lost the Senate, we lost the House. Send us money so we can do shit for you. That's the way it was. And anyway, John Fetterman, who should have probably dropped out of the race for obvious reasons, he won. He beat out some reasonably, good guys that probably would have done very well because of the RNC talking points. Excuse me. And I was pretty embarrassed by it. But I gotta say, and I announced I'm gonna run against this guy. He's up in 2028 or whatever the hell it is, and I'm running against him. But as stroke, a stroke is basically a mass breaking of hair-like fibers between your sections of the brain. But you have millions of them. You might lose hundreds, and you have problems. But you've got millions, and then ones that are undamaged end up picking up the slack, and you recover, or you die. Well, John Fetterman did not die, and apparently the natural, your cure, your in-house cure is working. John Fetterman is actually doing better, and I've always claimed I was an independent. I don't care what anybody's letter is behind their name, but I do care about what's in their heart, what's in their soul. And John Fetterman came out on October 6th or 7th, whenever it was, that Hamas attacked Israel. And he said, I stand with Israel. He is the last Democrat still standing with Israel. And I got to get, when he came out, that's about the time I stopped doing, John Fetterman's doing this, John Fetterman's doing that. He came out, and today I read an article, he's still for Israel. He denounced Harvard, where he went to college, because of their support for Hamas and the Palestinians. And I got to drop my attacks on him. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's the guys behind his keyboard. I don't know who it is, but for whatever the reason, he's a stand-up guy, and so I held off my attacks because after that attack on Israel, he was saying and he was walking the walk, and reading the article today, it's like, okay, I got to leave this guy alone. I don't know where the future lies, but he's actually a moderate. He's actually a sane person that has he's got his own compass. And it doesn't matter if somebody's a communist or a Republican or a conservative or whatever. As long as you have your own compass and you actually believe your own bullshit, that's what matters. And because political discourse and conversation is what makes this country great. I don't like the idea that he just votes along party lines. I'm going to reach out to him and see if we can get a face-to-face meeting and actually talk. And maybe I'll change my mind and say, hey, this guy's a jackwagon. I don't know. But as of right now, just the fact that he is basically standing against the entire, he's standing against the tidal wave saying, pro-Palestine, and saying, no, I stand with Israel. Everybody that's Jewish in Congress and the Senate, the House of Representatives and the Senate, they're all flip-flopping. They're all talking out of both sides of their mouth, and this is one of the few people that is actually really held solid and said, this is my belief, this is where I stand, and I got to respect that. We don't have to agree on everything, but we have to agree that what we believe to be the truth, and that's how I feel. So I am, right now, like I said, I'm working on my kid's house and putting some really long days, and I'm beat. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. The next day, next week when I'm back at work, I will email him whatever his contact shit is. I'd like to get together with him because I do respect standing on your beliefs and taking the heat, taking the fire. It's the old saying. You're over the target when you're taking flak, and he's doing it, and that's kind of cool. Anyway, that's my spiel for tonight. Y'all take care.